I welcome you to NAFDAC and Your Health, the program where we get to find out about NAFDAC, the agency that has the constitutional duty to safeguard the health of the nation. My name is Amanda Ugu, and I am your host.
Today, we'll begin the program with the efforts of NAFDAC at ensuring that people are enlightened on how to keep the food they eat safe and how the agency hobnobs with stakeholders in the food sector to ensure that the food products they provide for the public are wholesome. This will dovetail into highlights from the stakeholders meeting NAFDAC had with the Master Bakers Association recently. On the second segment, we will bring you NAFDAC's efforts to ensure that its activities become fully digitized and its operations become easy and convenient for its customers through the use of information and communication technology. We will go on to talk about how the agency trained its customers on how to use the NAFDAC Automated Products and Monitoring System platform in Kwara State. One major thing that is germane to man's well-being and indeed existence is food. It is one of the regulated products of NAFDAC, and so the regulatory agency makes it a top priority to see to it that foods made available for public consumption are wholesome. The agency also leaves no stone unturned in ensuring that the public is adequately enlightened on the necessity and ways of ensuring food safety.
For a regulatory agency in a country like ours, where about 50% of the people are not literate, we have to increase the level of awareness. We have to educate. When you talk of trade, I'm a big believer in trade because if we increase our foreign exchange capacity, we become richer as a country. But if we don't have good trade, we will not have that high level in terms of our foreign exchange capacity. I'm very, very passionate and many times sad that many of our products that are exported, food products, are rejected overseas because of pesticide residue, because of aflatoxin or mold. Therefore, our enlightenment has to increase to let our people know that it is not the more you add to the pesticide that you're going to use that will make insect not to come. You have to use the minimum level that has been recommended. So we go about teaching people to be more aware about that. In terms of food, well, I'm talking even prepared food. We've had poison cases. Our enlightenment of the public has to increase to let people know that they cannot add chemicals into the food that they're going to eat. Even salt, which is a chemical, must be added minimally because salt slowly will kill the heart. If it is too much in the food, it's going to cause cardiovascular problems. Not to even talk of chemicals that are not supposed to be added.
Apart from the agency's enlightenment campaigns, the agency also interacts with major stakeholders in the food manufacturing sector by organizing workshops, meetings, and trainings so that these producers of food products can also be well informed on how they can produce wholesome food products. Such was the agency's meeting with Master Bakers held recently at the agency's Lagos office. Representing the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, at the stakeholders meeting, the agency's Director of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition, Mrs. Eva Edwards, spoke on the importance of NAFDAC's engagement with the Master Bakers.
Engaging with stakeholders is one of our strategies at NAFDAC for ensuring an inclusive regulatory environment through sustained, effective communication and consultation, which are critical towards achieving our mandates of ensuring safe, good quality, wholesome and nutritious foods for our population. As bakers, your role in providing safe food is very important. as you produce bread, and you know that bread has become one of the staples in Nigeria, and this cuts across the entire spectrum of our population and socioeconomic groups. And it is therefore always a pleasure to have these constructive engagements with you to continuously improve on our service delivery, as well as providing us a platform to offer some training and continually build capacity on our regulatory requirements.
The FSAN director also spoke on the premium NAFDAC places on the activities of the master bakers and how the attendees are expected, as representatives of a larger number of people, to spread the knowledge gained at the gathering.
We're happy to have this engagement and seize this opportunity not only to have a constructive dialogue with your sector, but also to use this opportunity to give you some updates and to continue to reinforce the knowledge and your capacity. And we hope that as you return, you are the executive members of your local government Master Bakers Association. So we hope that what we deliver to you today will form resource material that you can cascade to your members. This is really important, and it's a prayer from us. And so, most importantly, in recognition of the value that we place, the premium that we place on our relationship with your sector, we look forward to engaging on the issues that you have come to share with us today.
Speaking further, the FSAN director expressed NAFDAC's concern on the challenges posed to the business of the bakers by the current economic downturn.
We know very well about the issues of high prices, occasioned by generally the downturn in the economy. Besides the downturn in the economy, we can also trace it down to the ingredients that you use, your main ingredient, which is flour, wheat flour, and also break it down to the ongoing situation between Russia and Ukraine. We do appreciate that this has created a lot of challenges in your operations. And we just wanted to highlight that as a responsive agency, we are very well aware of that situation. And we look forward to hearing from you, from your side, how you're getting through the challenges that you face presently.
There were two presentations, one on good hygiene practice and the other on labeling requirements of food products.
The objective is to understand the importance of good hygiene practice, GHP, in bakery facilities, to see the need to enforce GHP compliance in bakery facilities, to invite the culture of maintaining compliance with NAFDAC requirements on GHP. So we need to know first, what is hygiene? Hygiene simply defines as the practice of keeping yourself and the surroundings clean, especially in order to prevent illness or spread of diseases. And good hygiene practices, which is what we are targeting, it relates to the food industry, which is quite broad and deep. The overall objectives of GHP in food processing sector includes bakery, which service restaurant is to ensure safety of food from the starting materials and to the finished materials. We are talking about good hygiene practices. And when we relate it to the bakery facilities is to ensure that the product you are producing, starting from your raw materials to the finished product, it is also sold for human consumption. And now that as a regulatory body has established, robust guidelines to enable you to practice this, implement these guidelines for the sake of quality products, better products.
We are happy to be here to engage NAFDAC on going forward on our business. It's good to be here. We want to learn more. We want to know more. And we are assuring you that the partnership we are trying to establish with you will be lasting partnership. And we are assuring you that whatever the knowledge you pass to us today will be a duty for us, which we are going to use for the 20 local governments. We operate on 20 local governments, and we have our office at Agege, which is a central office. There's nothing we can do than come to you. And we are sure that the knowledge is the knowledge. And we pray that today will not be the last thing with you. And we shall continue coming here on invitation so that people to know more.
Thank you for staying tuned to NAFDAC and Your Health. The program resumes after the short break.
As part of NAFDAC concerted effort to prevent incessant food poisoning and to safeguard the health of the nation, the agency wishes to advise the general public to take the following precautionary measures in food handling. Chemicals are not food, so do not taste with your tongue. It is dangerous to health and it can kill. It is dangerous to cook your meat with paracetamol or any drug. It can damage your liver, kidneys, or other organs. Do not ripen your fruits with calcium carbide. It can cause cancer or damage the kidneys or liver. It is dangerous to use sniper to keep insects and other flies away from any food products. Cooking does not remove sniper. Do not consume any mixture or herbal preparation that do not have NAFDAC number. It could be deadly. Too much monosodium glutamate food seasoning that comes as cube or in sachet can be dangerous to your health. Do not add any chemical to food or drink to make it sour or improve taste. Safe food. Everyone's business. NAFDAC. Safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. You are still watching NAFDAC and Your Health.
NAFDAC's innovativeness and dynamism since the beginning of Professor Mojisola Adeye's headship of the agency has indeed enhanced the agency's activities, created more awareness about the mandate of the agency, and helped to bring about unprecedented positive impacts in the history of the agency. One of the numerous areas of innovation the agency has employed to great advantage is the use of information and communication technology.
In terms of ICT, Information Communication Technology Directorate, that aspect of the regulatory system, meaning the use of IT to make our system more visible, transparent, effective, the use is significant of IT. Why we got maturity level 3 was partly based on how digitized our systems are now. We are not there yet, but we have it's day and night compared to what we used to. Because without digitization of our systems, with software, hardware, we cannot be a transparent regulatory system. And part of what is expected of a regulatory system is anybody in the world can go on the website of a regulatory agency and get information that is public. We have done a lot on our IT website, actually starting with websites, to make sure that we have enough information. But we are going to even improve further on our website. We are not there yet, but again, it is night and day compared to what we used to have about 4 or 5 years ago.
One significant way through which NAFDAC has used the ICT to make the agency's operations easier and more convenient is the creation of the NAFDAC Automated Product and Monitoring System, NAPAMS, an online platform.
With the coming of our President Director General, Professor Mrs. Christiana Mojisola Adeyeye, the agency introduced a system where they now register products electronically, and the agency developed what we call the NAPAMS, the NAFDAC Automated Product and Monitoring System application, which enables stakeholders and the agency carry out what they normally do, but this time using streamless electronics automated system. And the NAPAMS, the beautiful thing about NAPAMS is that it's bespoke. It's specifically tailored to what we do in NAFDAC. Right from the beginning, when the Director General, Professor Modishola, introduced it, we started with what they call the NAPAMS registration application. That NAPAMS registration application system allows you to upload data, that is for products that were registered post NAPAMS. Then we also allow fresh registration, and we are able to make payments online. In addition to make payments online, you can also upload your documents that you normally submit physically. You are allowed to upload it on the NAPAMS platform, which will be viewed on the staff end of the module, where the documents are vetted, and thereafter reports are also uploaded for the attention of the zonal director. So, but today, the DG in her wisdom has advanced that process beyond NAPAMS registration to what we now call NAPAMS inspection module. NAPAMS inspection module is unique in the sense that it allows the stakeholder to interface between the agency without having to physically come to the office. In the sense that the NAPAMS inspection module allows the client to respond to compliance directives, allow the client to make payments online for inspection, and allow the client to schedule an inspection without having come to the office physically. Honestly, it's a novel and innovative way of doing things. It has a lot of advantage for us.
NAFDAC has therefore been training its customers across the country, who are the people the NAPAMS online platform has been designed for, on how to use the platform. It was the turn of the customers of NAFDAC in Kwara State to be trained on how they can make use of the NAPAMS online platform a few weeks ago. Stakeholders across the 18 local governments in the state were trained on how to use the NAPAMS application and respond to compliance directives from their various locations, among other benefits of the platform.
Because some people travel lots of miles, kilometers, wasting time out just to find out at which stage the application is. But with this system, with this NAPAMS application system, you can track your products. And then also, you can also know if there's a compliance directive. If there's a compliance directive, you just receive a mail, and then you go to your application, to your NAPAMS portal, you sort out the application and send a response without having to come here physically where there are issues regarding the document you submitted or otherwise. You understand? We don't have to invite you over to come and retrieve the hard copy, and it's a sort of a paperless system.
Participants could not but express their appreciation to NAFDAC for making dealings with the agency so easy.
The training is very apt and equally very important. As we all know, time is precious. With NAPAM, there will be great reduction of time, in going and coming. We can be at our facilities and carry out all the transactions without necessarily carrying paper, without necessarily moving from one place to another. So the logistic aspect of it equally has been greatly reduced. Not only registration, monitoring, and evaluation also. So I think it's a very good procedure which will help both parties. We as the clients and NAFDAC as the regulator also.
NAFDAC have been very useful to us. In fact, they are, will I say, one of the best organizations in Nigeria because they are customer friendly. They help out in so many ways, and the training we just did has really upped my game because they've taught me ways of which I will improve on my product presentation and how I can improve on my inspection through the NAPAM platform, because I remember when I wanted to re-register my products when they expired. It was very difficult then because I didn't know this knowledge I have now, and they've helped in time being to help us with the product inspection, product registration. The platform has been customer friendly and so on. So we must commend the staffs and the state coordinator for this good work they've started, and I pray they continue with it. They should always update us, educate us on how to go about the new development they've had so far, and they will continue to have. Kudos to NAFDAC staff. We love what you are doing.
Today, we were privileged to train our stakeholders on the new inverted inspection module, which to us have made everything seamless for even the stakeholders and even the NAFDAC as a body. Yes, it was a very successful one. We had a lot of our stakeholders in attendance, and I personally spoke on the introductory part of it and the various steps that should be taken to get their products registered. We did about 3 things today. We looked at the scheduling of inspection, resolving of CDs, and finally payment, how they can make their payment. Those were basically the 3 things that we looked at today.
This has been our package on this edition of the program. We promise to bring you another informative package, same time, same station, next week. If you have any complaints, questions, or reports, do not hesitate to contact NAFDAC.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Don't forget, importing, producing, distributing, and selling of unwholesome food products, drugs, chemicals, cosmetics, and medical equipment are harmful to our health. Do not engage in this act. Expose perpetrators of this act so that we can have a healthy nation. Till NAFDAC comes your way again next week, stay healthy.